Welcome to my podcast, Talk About Everything, All About Nothing. My name is Dana Leggett, and today I have a guest, and her name is
Lucretia White.
Hi, Lucretia.
Hi, Dana.
I've been trying to get her to come on my show for the longest.
Yeah.
Ooh, at first I thought she was just trying to put me off because y'all don't realize how hilarious, how funny, how beautiful, and how, let me tell you something, baby, she don't let anybody get over on her. I don't know if that's lip service, but that lip service seems too real that I think the world need to know.
Baby, thanks to the men that have been behind me in my life.
Hey, I know that's right.
Yeah, they contribute to all that.
Yeah. Y'all hear that? She ain't with this bull. She is not with this bull. So, Latricia, would you like to... I call you Shine.
Yeah, all the time.
I call her Shine. I never call her... I know that's her real name, God and everything, but I call her Shine because we don't see each other. We are bored between us.
Yeah.
So we holler back and forth. But can you tell us about yourself?
I am a mother of 3. I'm 57 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I've been employed for a good amount of my life.
I know that's right.
Ever since I was probably about 17.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've worked that many years. But it was all not fun and games. It was not fun and games.
Especially when you got to the point where you had children.
Yeah. When I started having kids, it was almost like, okay, people do not really tell you who they are.
Mm.
You learn who they are as you go along.
Yes.
You know, you're young and you're having kids. You don't have a book to tell you what's what. There's no definition of this is what you're supposed to do when the baby cries, or this is what you're supposed to do when they fall down, or I need help. They got another parent, but that parent is out there doing God knows what else. But, you know, for the most part, we never had our lights turned off. We ate every day. I worked. My kids were clean. But
with your kids, who did you have in your corner that did help you along? Because, you know, we parent by what we see.
yeah,
Was it your mom, or was it like an auntie or a grandma that you they didn't get it right, but it was close enough that it helped you along?
For the most part, I would say my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
She raised me. I grew up in New Jersey, so I was a city project girl coming to the country. And coming to the country, I'm pretty much glad that I did, because it settled me a lot. Because when I was in the city, baby, them projects is exactly what they are.
Projects.
Yes, you're gonna learn to fight your way out of there, or you're gonna get your behind toe up. Simple as that. But
was it a culture shock when you got here? Or had you been here like through the summers and stuff like that?
Well, through the summers we would come, but the funniest story, when I came to live, I was standing at the bus stop on a Sunday. You know, in Metropolitan, the buses run 24/7. You got transportation. I'm standing at the bus stop. I was downtown Fayetteville, standing at the bus stop. I was trying to get to the Merc. Somewhere I probably didn't know where it was going, but I just wanted to see what the Merc was about. So I was catching the bus to the Merc. This lady happened to drive by, and she said, "Honey, are you waiting on the bus?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "The bus don't run on Sunday." I said, "What? How the world people get around down here?" She said, "You got to have a car."
Did you even have a license?
No, man. I'm going to tell you something. And I didn't get a license until I was about 34, 35.
What? So long?
Yeah. I wasn't confident enough in driving myself. I'd have somebody else driving me. I'm thinking, you know, I can't do this.
Yeah.
In the city, you got transportation all over the place. So it was never interested in me for me to drive.
Oh my God. You sound like my stepmom. When they came down from Bristol, Pennsylvania, and the whole ride here, she was quiet. We couldn't figure out why. And I said, Miss Nancy, what's wrong with you? She told me, I've never been down south. And my mom said they don't have indoor plumbing. And cows will be walking through my yard. I don't know if I'm ready for this. What year did your parents come in?
Okay. Now that was just so fabricated. They shouldn't have did her like that.
She was upset by that thing, boy. She said, my mom said they are indoor plumbing, and there were cows walking in my yard. I said, Miss Nancy, do you really?
That lady stopped and she was like, "No," and I was like, "Oh my gosh."
I'm glad somebody stopped to check on the young girls at the bus stop because the Merc wasn't funny even back then.
Yeah. So I just turned around and walked back up the hill. Just walked back up.
So tell me something. How has your life been treating you now?
Now, life is amazing to me.
Oh, yes. I'm glad.
Life is amazing to me. I can actually decipher what it is that's for me. Okay?
Go in depth for me.
I don't have to accept the fact that what somebody tells me or what somebody is choosing for me or deciding decisions somebody's making for me. No, I don't have to accept any of that anymore. Mm-hmm. I make my own decisions. I make my own path in life. There's nothing that anyone could come up and tell me about me now.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Nobody can tell me about me anymore. In my past relationships, and when I say relationships, I'm talking men.
Yeah.
I'm talking men. And some friends at times, because, you got them friends that, as you get older, you learn that they didn't have your best interests at hand either.
I know. I tell you about my friend, and like I said, I'm sorry for her and her family, but it was one of those friends that it was like glue. I couldn't get rid of her, and she couldn't get rid of me. Mm-hmm. And like when we finally it was like literally God had to tear us apart. Mm-hmm. And like when I finally got her out of my life, it's like everything started changing.
Yes.
As long as I was with her, it was like a man with holes in his pocket.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep
I was at a standstill.
I
was at a standstill. I felt as though it was toxic for the simple reason. Anytime I was basically around, she was always talking about somebody else's affairs or somebody else's business. Mm-hmm. So it made me think, well, when I ain't around, what are you talking about? And you and I share all this information together. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. So who business are you telling mine to?
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Definitely. I need to know this. Or better yet, what are you telling people about me? And we supposed to be ace coon down like 4 flat tires. Mm-hmm. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's only when I got a sense of clarity in my mind to say, you know what? I need to back off from this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't do me any good.
And I understand that. And that'd be the friend. That'd be the friend girl that you come over and the friend girl you go out with.
Yeah.
And it's like, believe it or not, people don't realize some men do the exact same thing. Be in no type of relationship.
They do.
Some men do the same things. How do you feel about that?
Well, back in the day, whenever I did have to deal with a man like that, I didn't know any better. So whenever they told me, oh, well, you don't need to wear your hair like that, or you don't need to wear your, you don't need to put that on, why you got that color nail polish on, or, just literally, what's the word I'm looking for?
Take control of you.
Take control and the downplaying me to what they want me to dress like, what they want me to look like. I used to wear makeup. You don't need to put that on your face. Who you looking at, or who looking at you? Where you going with that on? They want to, or I'm either going to meet some other man, or anything that would just dampen my spirit of who I was and who I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. Okay, there was nothing overpowering. But you just got some men that just want to control you. And as a young woman, I had the abusive relationships, the verbal, the mental.
Let me ask you a question. At the time, do you feel like that was it you that attracted them, or they attracted you?
I think that they were attracted to me because I was shy. I wasn't really a hangout person back then. I hung around a certain group. I was always, like I said, the shy one, the quiet one. But I love the laughter, and I love my female girlfriends. But yeah, for the most part, I think that because they felt, and I was really, really small back then. I was tiny. So I feel like that you feel like you could push me around, tell me what to do all the time, or just bully me for the most part. Because even in high school, I was bullied
due to your stature, color, age.
Yeah. So getting into and not really knowing much about relationships, because my dad growing up in the household that I grew up in, we didn't talk dating, we didn't talk sex, we didn't talk any of that.
Yeah.
You learn all that on your own, or you learned it from your friends. Yeah.
And what little bit they taught us in the health class back then. Which is the most horrible thing.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible.
But you know what?
But at least we had it.
Yeah. But I really do think that they should have separated health classes.
Oh God, yes.
They had you in there with the boys, and you talking about the JJs, and you talking about penises, and everybody in there together.
Everybody together, and girls didn't want to talk about your period. We ain't gonna look at. I can't look at no boy.
Yeah. That was just awful.
They really was. I was like, but at least, like I said, back then, at least they don't even have health class no more.
No, they don't.
They
don't.
I get mad about them not teaching cursive in high school no more. How you don't teach cursive in school?
Girl, don't you know that I see that all the time?
And people can't write word for dumb.
I'm like, science. I need your signature, and they print. I said, that ain't no signature. That's print. But that's the only signature I know.
It made me feel like back in the day where a lot of black men didn't get. Like my grandfather for the longest time had an ex. And I want to say that either one of his oldest son or his youngest son finally taught. And when my granddaddy got it, honey, signature everywhere. Science, beautiful handwriting. He didn't play that. Daddy, sign your signature, Mr. Sip. He was out. He did not play that. So, like I said, but that's something that people don't do. They don't write letters no more.
No,
and that. A lot of guys right here want to listen to rap videos and think that's how you're supposed to talk to females.
Oh my god!
And then you meet real females like me and you, and women of a certain age, a certain stature. And no. Even with my daughter, and even with my son, I taught. My mom kept us at a certain level, even though my grandmother raised us.
Mm-hmm.
But at least with my mom, I could talk, and she would talk about stuff. Now she would never talk about
my
sex.
Aunt never did.
And she would never, but I knew about my period. And like I said, I experienced sex as a child, and which was
when I learned about my period.
How?
When it actually came on.
Wow.
That's when I learned about it.
And you didn't know what was going on.
I had no idea. Just thankful enough that I was home.
Amen.
Yeah, I was home. Now my cousin, on the other hand, she was at school when she got hers.
Oh my God, I'd have ran home.
She was at school when she got hers.
My mom, hey, come get me.
Yeah.
I looked up too. I was home, but I was only like 11. I was 10, 11, getting ready to be, and I got my period. So it was like, what's going on?
Oh, I was a late bloomer. It was like 14, 15.
Oh no, I was like 10 years old, 11, and I had got my period. Like the same year I turned 11 on my birthday. I was like, oh my God, what is this, Mom? I whispered, Mom, it's bleeding. What's going on? Girl, you just having your period. That ain't how that's supposed to go down like that.
No, you're supposed to prepare me for this. This is going to happen to you when you reach a certain age, and
I think we did that for our kids. I'm gonna tell you right now, our parents didn't do that.
No, not at all. No. Now, I prepared my daughter for that one, but no, my mother hadn't. My aunt, mom, she never prepared us for any of that. She never had any conversations about boys. Like I said, everything that I learned it as I went.
Yeah.
As I went. Paying bills when you got older, how to juggle money, and
didn't know
any of that. Then you get a knucklehead that call himself being a man and want to be the man of the house, and you would steal your money in him, and he take the money and do whatever God knows what else.
Stop talking about my ex-husband. I don't tell you about that.
Is that him? I want married to him.
I thought we both were married to him. I'm not sure. So don't do me like that. I work every day, 6-7 days a week, bring home this fresh $7 electric money, and then we broke on Friday. I get paid on Friday, broke on Saturday. How the hell did that happen? Somebody, Why mama need food and the kids still need shoes? I'll make about $3,500 after taxes. All right, ma'am. Tell us about, I've been listening to you. I listen to you because, like I said, I'm behind a wall, so we can't see each other.
Yeah.
But I hear you talk about online dating.
Yes. Yes.
Please. Like I said, people don't realize I've been with about 6 men in my whole life. I'm talking about from when I started dating my boyfriends to my 2 husbands that I married. I have those 4 men in between. So I literally went from dating my boyfriend, then dating another boyfriend where I got pregnant with my oldest